Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pontus. And as you can see, Pontus has expanded once again. Not just in a tiny bit of Anatolia in Trapezoes, which we got that city, which is strategically important to me, only because of the geography of the area. You know, basically it's just 3 ways, well 4 if you count the sea, the ways to enter this area, which is a gateway towards the Colchis region and Armenia. But now, more importantly, we have expanded north to the land of Taurica. I'll figure out the correct pronunciation of this area at a later time. But yes, we fought against the Bosporan Kingdom in the last episode, and we didn't. I originally wanted to take over all of it, but however, Thrace got too much gains for it to the point where they don't want to give away their control of their gains to us, which I would have happily taken for it. So I had no choice but to compromise, but just to only take Taurica proper and Maeotia. And then we released Syndica, or Synditsa, which that area, we don't think too much about them, nor did we plan on expanding to there yet, as we know this is all part of this. It's the resources of the regions why I had intense interest in, especially steppe horses. And if I want to fight against the Bosporan Kingdom again, it would likely just for all these areas, such as Bosporanum, even though that's in a different government area, in which again it's largely of the Pontic steppe, as it later became known as. So we're putting the name Pontus into the Pontus Sea and its coastal regions. We need to consider expanding this area as well, because that's technically part of it, and these two who are duking each other out in the war right now, no matter who wins, I want them out of here. Actually, they live over there. And you are a city-state. It's not even a city-state, it's just marshal. It would be grand if we just expand all over, because all this empty plains that we see here, this is Pontic steppe. And think of those resources up there. That would do us a lot of good. So not only we want to expand more to this area in the future, but colonizing it all over the area would be very good to our nation, in case, again, that's part of the fallback plan, where if the old country, or old Anatolian countryside, were to fall to Seleucid Empire, most likely, enemy of that scenario, then we would fall back and reestablish ourselves here while colonizing the rest, while we still maintain a presence in the Pontus Sea with our only ally, Thrace, which they control on that side of the sea, with a lot of ports there. As long as Rome does not attack Thrace, we would be alright, knowing how aggressively expansionist they are. Not too concerned about Macedon. They're about to have a civil war, which will complicate things for them. Seleucids haven't done much ever since it's ruled by a blind man, who's gonna die soon because he's in very, very poor health, apparently. Heck, he's not even Greek, he's a Median. Do they run agnatic cognatic in this country? I'm gonna have to look that up, just out of curiosity. Ah, here it is. I was just beginning to wonder. Like, who would be the pretenders? Just out of curiosity. Ah, here it is. Governor. Deployed tribune. It's for their army, you know. Primary heir. There he is. Just wondering if that family line is still alive. That's parents, you goat. Look at the children. These are his children. I don't know why you're looking at parents. Helping my eye. Again, our most likely threat is going to be from the Seleucids. Not concerned about Macedon. Rome is too far for me to care unless they threaten Thrace in a big way. Not concerned about Moria because Moria is rather unpredictable. But Chola has become big. Major power. If they get A, then it's possible they could form Dravidia, the kingdom of the Dravidians. There's a separate country of Organa. I see. Sogdian Hellenic. I'm about to make a decision very soon, but I just want to look at the world a little bit. Oh, I have not checked this part of the world. Obviously, Carthage has taken full control of North Africa. They've integrated all their subjects. Except for this one. I'm sure they will. Got up to Titania and it's making its way northwards. They're just dealing with rebellions and intervening in a civil war. Yep, there's your brief look around the world, since we have not looked that up ever since we've began the Pontine series with the Zoroastrian Republic. But the Republic will continue to expand in its future since we decided to, well, half committed to the Iberian Armenian lands, since Armenian is an integrated culture of ours. In our nation, I should say. While we would be more committed to consolidating our control in the of this whole region, to ensure not only we would have a future in case if the old country were to fall, but it's also to colonize the plains. Huh. Frigid climate, but there's a nearby river, it's marsh. I was thinking if this was to be our future capital in case we were to fall back, but it seems that, well, apparently too cold out. Whereas this one does not have a frigid climate. Well, as I said, we proposed that Gadilon, the city's still under construction with most buildings that we're trying to build here, would be our future capital of Pontus, but in Pontaine Taurica, this area will be our future capital in case the old country were to fall. Because at least the terrain is tolerable. And now changes are to be made. As Automedon continues to lead the country, and he's nearly halfway into his role in the Republic, as Archon. The party leader of the oligarchs are expected to take over, which isn't going to do good for the traditionalists nor Democrats. Yeah, we're trying to appeal more to Democrats, despite their very low approval of us, but I'm sure we'll come to agreement. Also, mind you, Xerxid, again. Again, I got a lot of money from taking this city from that last war, so I'll switch the scheme to influence, since I got all this newfound popularity thanks to the conflict. Because we need more political influence for future use. And also, sooner or later, I will change Athena from Athena to Zoroaster. This very episode, it will happen. And subsequently want to go for a Provision Act. Which Democrats won't like it, unfortunately. But, however, when you have it active compared to citizen militia, the size of our levies will be reduced. But this will give us an ability to raise a legion in the capital region. That's where it's going to come from. If we have the money to create the cohorts and the manpower to do so. So we'll have more national manpower in this act. Again, if you want to go for cohorts, you'd need to go down this way. This. There. But of course you need more innovations. In which I'm trying to be at this time more civic intensive rather than oratory, but if I want to upgrade these. So it's kind of difficult. Of which route should I go? But there's still some usefulness to levies. We're not going to go full legions all the way yet. It's still relatively early in this playthrough. It's not even the first 100 years of this playthrough yet. Now we're already making great strides, so let's get on with it. But remember, if you change that law, you are going to get some tyranny out of this. Which is 2.6. So that'll be up to 6. So just wait, Ted. You know, the oligarchs want deny priests in the Senate, which I would be for it. I would be for it, but I already made up my mind. Karagas exit. And plus, that money's going to be spent elsewhere pretty soon. Oh, ever since we took this new land, now we got to trade away all of these. I mean, we got wood here. What else can we import? Potential routes I see. Freemen are satisfied, but citizens are not. There. That'll hold up for a while. I'm thinking about using those provincial investments here, which again, Godelon's the future capital of the Anatolian part. If we can turn it, I mean, it's no longer Cappadocian; it's Pro-Pontic Hellenic, so they're mainly Greek populated now. Ever since we built this city, but if you want to have faster conversions, again, no Zoroastrians live here. I mean, there isn't one actually. It's just conversions are rather slow, so you need more libraries. But if you want fast assimilation to Cappadocian, then yeah, you get the idea. So use that, so I can build more structures, like more libraries and another marketplace, while building a fort to encourage more population migration, speed increase to come here. But still, do you think I should really go for it? Provision Act? I think I should wait it out a little, because not because I'm timid, that we would reduce the size of levies, making us a bit more vulnerable. But at least provide some for other cities, such as all this. I mean, our income is fine. It's just the manpower is going to take a while to recover, so don't rush it yet. Would rather switch to Zoroaster as soon as possible. The Navy will be stationed over here. Family head's dead. Excuse me. There we go. Governor, Tribune, and Treasury. Yeah, a bunch of good for nothings. In terms of talent. But interestingly enough, Democrats like it when there's a scorned family. There goes the family head. Eek. Not another Xerxid. Let's risk it. That's two scorned families. And Democrats may start coming around for us again. Get their approval. Oligarchs won't like it, but they approve too much. Stupid idea, but if they can adopt some, then they may do so. But be careful. because you are getting close to civil war because of scorned families of the Arids and the Miranids. Well, who's gonna get it? That's the real question. You're the winner here. You know, you might likely be a screw-up, but you're a scholar, so you actually might give you a chance. I ought to give him something. But the problem is their lack of statesmanship. But I got an idea. You're just a minor character. You're just transport fleet. You. Take over. That'll hold them out for a while. The other problem is that man's arrogant, but it's doable. And the other problem is that they're not Cappadocian, they're the other kind of Anatolian. Boy, we need a new kind of resource. There's no potential routes for Ember. Because, you know, that stuff's very far away. I'd love to have it for monthly ruler popularity gain. But that ain't gonna happen. You can always bribe him, you got the money. He's just a family head with no job. So I think it'd be wise to bribe him or something. And he's healthy, but it's gonna take a while. This is why I have decided to scheme influencing stakeholders. That's why I chose that option. Even though we're doing it for this, but, you know, this would inadvertently help the other places, too, you know? Look, do not worry about converting people to Zoroastrian. That comes slowly each time. And it would help if it was more... Well, but the problem is they're a mixed population of Greeks, not specific, so it's kind of hard to integrate. But Zoroastrians are rare to find unless converted. Yeah, basically a lot of Greeks are coming here. This is what this is for. I think building another marketplace will do. It's for faster population assimilation, but local-based trade routes will give you more trade imports. A lot of work to prepare the city games in our capital. With only a few days up before it starts, they start looking to us for some aid in financially supporting them. So it'll be even grander than originally planned. If we assist them, we are sure to gain some favor among the general populace. Yeah. High popularity is fine. Which one would think that if we ever have popular archons, they have to be experienced in warfare. We're trying to get around now. Well, they taking that over. Still him. How many holdings you got? Is there a way to read that? Oh, he's got holdings. He's only got 2. Because you ought to be careful who you're going to take away to. He's the family head, isn't he? How many you got? Far too much. For the Democrats. Yes, I know, it's a gruesome thing to do. One more. Sorry about this, I just need it for Senate approval. We're just trying to balance it out here because as much as the oligarchs really have helped build this republic, but now we're going to start turning the other way. We're going to get more approval out of them. Politics is a game of compromise. Now they are enthusiastically behind us. It's a cruel world, ain't it? Although the deny priests and the Senate law sounds nice, but more interested in this. Well, nada. Yeah, let's do it. Which again, we would also really help the other cities, which I'll be willing to build more. Libraries, marketplaces for faster assimilation of the entirety of the province, not just these cities. Even though I could tell them to move populations, such as a couple of you know, Zoroastrians that live in that countryside to come over here, but again, we're kind of far behind at this point. So you just gotta wait for it in the long run. But no Zoroastrians or Cappadocians live there. Well, we aim to change that in the far future. Breakthrough. The talent of Croesus Mithridates knows no bounds. In his role as researcher, he dictates that his capacity for further innovations increase. So he got some statesmanship, and Pontus gains 1 innovation. Thank you. Alright. Because I did some thinking. Again, this will be in a much later part of the playthrough. I don't mind the build time, but another capital import route will be good, and import value will help us make more money. I'll probably go for that, but you need to get this first. Well, this one, in order to build grand theaters, would definitely help. Lose aggressive expansion immediately. This one's also rather tempting, if you want to get this. While we will get more diplomatic relations so we can make alliances or client states in future. And this I'm kind of less interested at this point. But you already got that. I think we should go for it this way. Well, start with this first. In time, we'll get locals. So basically, when these 3 come up, which are likely, ding, ding, ding. So focus on oratory advances only, all the way until gradual economic integration. All we need is that. With high Senate approval now. There's no tyranny for doing this now. Fabricating claims for future conflicts. And also I kind of want to take this area just to have another port. Do we have any claims against Iberia? Oh, I recall. It's this area. Where the former Armenian capital used to be. Pretty separated. Hi. What region? I mean, what province is that? I have to put a claim on that as well. Here. This'll do. That's it. I think it is a good idea to use that stability right now while you can. To appeal to the oligarchs. The traditionalist Democrats won't like it despite the fact we give them too much of it, but this is for faster population conversion speed. The Omen power is fine and all, but more interested in de-Hellenizing the country and spreading Zoroastrianism more. So we passed deny priest in the Senate. Religious interference in political matters is no longer desired. Our holy men should be out amongst people, bolstering them in times of need. It's negative stability now, which can be problematic, but we'll be alright. The ruler's efforts to influence Zephyrs until are well underway. In a jovial mood, Zephyrs approached the Archon, suggesting his formal declaration of his loyalty and commitment to the Assembly would be a fine way of showing appreciation. If we remain unconvinced, is a politically sensible move. You know that man's a family head, isn't he? Yeah. But he's well. But we granted him an office. Oh god, more negative stability? How much is it if you were to... next time perhaps. There. Right in the middle. Gotta balance it. So, we've appealed to everybody. That's what makes him a good politician. For, you know, a man of his youth. Appealed all three agendas, first time ever. But soon the oligarch party leader, who at age 27, but will become next year, is another young politician. Who's more charismatic, that's a reason. Sorry if I'm sniffing too much, it's just allergies outside. Also, we've gained some treasures, some of which came from, you know, from that, which again, we had well-fat candles. These candles are said to originate from the land well beyond the Indus. They must travel for leagues to reach the known world. They've menaced with spikes of whale fat. Now we got Hibernian chainmail. Perpetrated, proposed to hail from the far-off island of Hibernia, modern-day Ireland. The legend surrounding this chainmail suggests that the king who boarded held invaders at bay over a year, while barricaded inside his hillfort. But again, we've put this statue here, and the lantern there, and gondola. Oh, we got this from taking that area of the Bosporan Kingdom. The bust of Demet. The sanctuary of Demet, the goddess of the harvest and agriculture, occupies a small hill in the Bosporan city of Nepine. Adds more local monthly food modifier over there. If I had it my way, I would, any holy sites up there when we took that over? No. Unfortunately, that's going to remain. No treasures. And nobody took out the Zoroastrian holy site of Zoroaster there. I thought they would do that in the future, but apparently not. Because I would love to have this city to be the holy site of Zoroaster. Or even perhaps up there. And since we made that decision to deny priests in the Senate and they should be converting faster, it helps a little. Every little bit helps. The growth locally. I'd rather keep trading with Seleucid so they don't attack us. Ooh, dysentery. That's not good. Even though I'm trying to get my influence up. Well, I'm in perfect health, as in 100% health at the start, so... Just fight it off, alright? Plus, we'll have that election next year, so... Getting yourself treated is not a concern. What's another thing I should build here? Since we're making this a pretty important city. Look, conversions, no problem. Despite the fact a lot of people are migrating over here. They're all Greeks. We could say, look, conversions are not a problem. It's the culture that's the problem. And building more marketplaces means more current trade imports. Which one would think this is also going to become a trading city, in addition of being an important military naval base to build medium ships here. Which we should save our money. Build at least 5 ships of each type. To complement with the light ships. Because we need to be the dominant naval power of this sea. As well as the Hellespont. It was indeed a Macedonian civil war. What are you up to? Nothing. Took care of that low rebellion? Good. Oh no! They've done it. The Seleucids are attacking the Armenians. Where's Tauron? Oh, don't worry, none of that part is Seleucid. So, making gains, consolidate, acquire this, and you pick a side, and then triumph. May have to consider expanding it over there. Then we would have to be bordered with the Seleucid. And in addition, controlling more lands up here and colonize the steppe. So we'll have to forget about them. Oh. But don't you know that Tauron is controlled by your ally Cappadocia? And you obviously can't ally with the Seleucids because they're a great power, and no one can stop them. Told you this was going to happen one of these days, so no doubt they'll take all this area. If I were to be ever at war against Seleucids, they would have to be at war with another major power. Particularly with the Mauryans, then I would take advantage of it. And then do the unconventional of take down that holy site of Zoroaster and bring it to Pontus. Which sounds like a bad idea in itself. Because you would alienate the Zoroastrian population that lived here. I put you over there and you're already super corrupt. I'll just say you're doing a fine job. If they're gonna stay mad, well then, they'll stay mad then. Iberian revolt. Iberian army. Oh, so chaos all around. So the Armenians did attack them, but still get saw the opportunity to defeat the Armenians because they want Vaspurakan. Vaspurakan. Here. They want that. But obviously they're going to take a lot more than that, knowing them. Who's the bigger aggressive expansionist now? Too many relations, competing power, that's another. If we were to have an anti-Seleucid alliance, it would be Pontus, Thrace, Cappadocia. And I wish Egypt would come to our side. But that's unlikely. Macedon, yes, due to common threat. Oh no, it's because they're at war with somebody else. That's the common threat part. Rome's losing this war because they failed to take the relevant objective. I was able to unite the Senate. So I did fine. So now, it'll be taken over. Remember, election day's May 18th. It'll be taken over by a man who's not too popular, but charismatic, but you'll have to make do. Hopefully repeat the same success as, you know, as I did in uniting the support of the Senate. A bipartisan way. Oh, okay. It's enough population where you have enough to build another building. When it gets up to 40, get another aqueduct. Not to mention the civilization value is growing. Just would love to have this. Again, conversions is easy, but I mean, religious conversion's easy, but population conversion is going to be a little more difficult. Now, there are 2 Zoroastrians out of this many. There needs to be a lot more Cappadocians, as there will be Cappadocians here, but they're all of the native Anatolian faith. The other alternative is to, well, move some of the Zoroastrians that live in rural areas to live there. But of course, each time you move there, that'll cost you money. So give me one more marketplace. You know, subsequently, yeah, fully loyal province. So once you build more temples on each of these cities, then harsh treatment is no longer necessary. So save your money on that. This is what I mean by processing of de-Hellenization. Minister of Excellence. Arshaka Kogan. In a fine display of financial acumen made significant alterations to the national budget. We should expect to see much better revenue this year. Excellent. We may be living a prosperous time, but they have fully took Armenia, but how much of Armenia would remain, other than the small enclaves? At least build cost is reduced, so we can build more temples. But its oligarchs are back in charge for the first time in a while. Oh dear. Am I thinking of what I'm thinking? And that is, let's revoke the holdings, and then you give it back to them. Province fortifications. Not happening. But I'm definitely afraid of how much of the Seleucid Empire is going to take Armenia. I assume all of it. And the enclaves will be left out. Which no doubt I will finish them off myself. Don't worry, Democrats still with us. Also, potential new Archon, another Zix, but it's too early to tell. Oh, that's worse. He's a rival to this Archon. Plus, each time you grant a holding, you're spending money. There he goes. He was the family head. Oh, another Xerxid. Plus their power base is very small. I don't think you should be worried about that, so. Oh, the former Archon. Since you got all this statesmanship that you've accumulated, it's gonna help you. So we've pretty much learned in this early part of the series, it's the Xerxids that have the most talented. Manpower's full. One would think we're ready for war, but I'm kind of hesitant. Who does Seleucids have a cast battle against Iberia? No. No, they don't. They do have against us, but they haven't made their move yet. You are dicing it here. He's pretty healthy. And you know, he's my rival. I could definitely screw him over by, you know, just, well, revoke to it. But, of course, my oligarch party won't like it, but this is to balance it. Peace deal will expire. Oh, gosh, 4 more years. I would love to fight them now, but at least I'm not an unpopular guy. I got an idea. And that's a pretty scary thought. Okay, Greeks from all over. So there'll be a temple here. In the future, temple in Sinope. And a temple in Sesamos. Since we've, you know, made these provincial enhancements and inadvertently given possible buildings in these cities. Oh no, what are you up to? Paphlagonia? Well, I kind of wanted that land, but... knock yourself out. You probably want to raise troops because of, don't raise the levies from there. Just only the ones from here. Only because that fort's there. That's why. Just a little short war. More power to Thrace. No. Lowered maintenance. Can't deal with these pirates. Which I need to build. Medium ships. How much army did they take? All of it. Knew it. Knew they were going to do that. And they did not destroy their own holy site. We were afraid now. Oratories are focus. So we're trying to get this. This is to get rid of them all. So I have more diplomatic relations opened. So all you need is just for these two, it's local assemblies, Ozanoi. Then you can build grand theaters for faster assimilation. There we took the provincial capital. Just not the forts. Just all together. But boy, if there's ever going to be a Thracian-Seleucid war, and then I would take part of it, this would be a very devastating war, knowing that it's a vast country with manpower that could potentially be, you know, ad infinitum. And what little remains of Armenia, I'll take it. So it looks like they'll have Phrygia. So go on, get out of here. And switch control to Thrace since it's their war that they started. It's gonna be their land now. We're just here to prevent them from getting on our borders. Now I got all this newfound popularity. been a while since I checked the prestige of this. Has not reached the tier. No, we have no intentions in dancing to the Magi's tunes. Shouldn't say that, but it helps with the popularity for me, which I'm using that to be influenced. Okay, you've taken it now. I don't know what I should be more concerned of. Taking more of Iberian and Armenian land to control Colchis, and subsequently appoint the governor of Colchis. And also, we would take control more of this, so we have a place to fall back to. But if they threaten Cappadocia, I'm not going to join that war. I'm going to leave. But again, it's the Iberians that started the war against Armenia. Since they have not taken their objective, and if it ends with an Armenian victory with small gains, we'll declare war against Armenia. You need help with something? I mean, we're good trading partners, but I kind of need Egypt as a potential ally for, as I said, anti-Seleucid alliance. If I, for some reason, I start a war against them and bring everybody over here. Even though I do not have a professional army for this, but I'll think about it. I'm not going to accept it immediately. I know this is where this is going to lead to. And I'm in no mood for that. I am very suspicious of this. But we considered Seleucid good trade partners, but they are super aggressive expansionists. That's far too much. This will do. What little tyranny does to hurt the nation, huh? I just don't want them to attack me. I've considered this for a while, since we often use influence. We're gonna go with Zoroaster, finally. Passive effect is provincial loyalty up, but a little more faster population conversion each time we call upon him. And also, up to 5 pops in our territory will convert to Zoroastrian. Here's your divine sacrifice. So there's Zoroaster Spitama, the founder and prophet of Zoroastrianism. He was incapable, but plain speaking, which seems contradictory of what he was. But we cannot confirm nor deny that he was ever Bactrian. They say he was an Iranian speaker. He didn't say he was Persian, they didn't say he was Bactrian or Sogdian, but he did live around this area somewhere. He had a lot of charisma, a lot of zeal, and some martial. And it said he lived during the time of 60. Which again, scholars, you know, is debatable on when did he existed and what time. We know he was the founder, but we don't know what time, what years did he live in. But I can't call upon him immediately since we just switched it, so it's not going to be till another 36 months, so you have to call on something. Simply for the sake of it. Just for the national freeman happiness. Because there's a lot of freemen here. But that's only when you call upon them, right? It's just we have better provincial loyalty now that we have Zoroaster in our pantheon. I'm waiting for this conflict to end so we can make our next attack. Oh dear. Well, this is to appeal to you, so gotta do this, even though this is gonna add up more tyranny, which isn't good to nobody. Oh, it's the head of the Mithron. Bribe? Plus you have no job title, you're just a family head who has plenty of holdings. Just appeal to him. Basically, you gotta leave one scorned family. The one with less power base. We got enough approval in the Senate where you can just get away with anything. They went with Macedon instead of us. I told you I was a bit suspicious of them. They're probably going after Thrace. And if they're going after Seleucids, that's insanity. So we just need that stability up again. So the provinces don't go, you know, in a revolting mood. Got a temple here. We'll have another one here. And in future, one more here. Fine. That'll be the last thing I'll ever do that involves that particular event. So once I'm done building temples here, then I'm going to start building temples up there. Oh no. Thracian and Athenian War. Have you realized what you have done? Taking on the Greek city-states? Don't you know they're part of a city league, defensive league? You are mad. Establishing your presence down here to deal with Macedon. Well, you're lucky that Macedon isn't intervening in this matter. But are there any city-states in the mainland, in Anatolia? No, they're all down there. That's madness of you. I mean, no doubt you'll win, taking on these combined forces. So what is that symbol? You got your navy, you got the army, but I ain't committing my forces there. I mean, we do plan on going to war on our own, but it's Armenia. Yes, that's going to be our target. You know what? Raise fleet maintenance. Armenia doesn't have much of a navy anyhow. because I know what our next target's going to be. It's going to be for... It's mainly just rural country. There's some cities, but it'll lead us to Colchis. We could take advantage of chaos, but they're still at war with the revolt. But I know where my money's going. Yep, so now there's even Zoroastrian populations coming in the rural areas. We've been told of a major industrial accident at the extensive works of the vicinity of Basco de Rizea in Armenia Minor. Stone is the main export of the city. It seems the knuckleheads in charge of the site allowed parts of the structural supports to fall into neglect as they try to keep up with the high demand. A huge collapse all but wiped out the working ships of slaves, and the owners come groveling to the provincial authorities for compensation to help re-establishing production. Slaves themselves are not too happy with the loss of their friends and family, and are naturally cagey about returning to work in such conditions. Without significant repairs, there's no way production can be maintained anywhere near previous levels, and the slaves are bound to cause problems without the show of goodwill. We'll only cover the repair costs. Now, I don't want to spend too much money. You had war? We might need you in the future to fight against the Bosporan Kingdom. We need someone attacking from behind. Good idea. We recently released that country, but we can give each other support to fight against the Bosporan. But may possibly need your help against Armenia. That's their main objective. They want that. They're not gonna come down to Athens all the way. Worse, I have other ideas. As I said before, this is why I want to expand more here, so I can get away from major powers like these and establish our presence up here so we can feel safe. Actually, it's not enough to get rid of harsh treatment. That's why I believe we're better off of converting assimilate rather than religious conversion. Conversion is not a problem. We can get that. It's just assimilation is going to be a real problem because most of them are not Zoroastrians. And again, mixed Greek cultures are not enough to me to be worth of assimilating. Well, there's plenty of rural Zoroastrians next to Gadolin, which you could just simply move them over. You started a war against Bospron. Hey, call us for help. We're ready. We can help you. Because I have claims to this area. Also, they don't have them as an ally anymore. Interestingly. They did build a city there. Used to be open country, but now it's a city. I'm waiting for your call. What's left of them? Wait, are you sure you do need our help? Because I'm ready to take over this, because I really want to. The other alternative is just declare this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is what I've been waiting for. Raise them all. Yeah, we put you down. There we go. See, hopefully we'll make some gains. Particularly this area, because I wrote that claim there. And then subsequently take Albia in the next war. So we'll definitely establish ourselves in Scythia. And then we will colonize it. The moment that I've been waiting for. But keep in mind, the Bosporan fleet is still out there. So you need to find them and destroy them. It's your priority now, before you get on board. Still in good health? We're just searching. We'll come back to pick them up soon. Just to see if they're at their port. Here we go. We'll have another in a few months. And we'll finally unlock Grand Theater. And we can assimilate the population a lot faster. Where's the... You know the provincial capital's way over there? You got a long way there. Just do what you can. And we'll meet you there. The armies are far away from here. Fleet's probably all the way. Unless we find out that we're being blockaded. It's nice to see buildings on the other side of that river with this ever-growing population. Well, remember, once the population capacity reaches 40, Build another aqueduct. So yes, now it's right up to the size of a Sinope. Yeah, another temple will do. As we said before. So practically we're making the countryside Zoroastrian, but the cities are going to take a bit longer. Especially here. And on board. Head to here. Once they arrive in the Bosporus, Second Navy will link up with them. So after all this, aggressive expansion impact lowered and changed so it'll go down faster once we're done. Well, it's their war, so it's their call. It's just I hope I get something in return. There they are. Okay, we found them. Meet up here instead. We'll get the rest of you, don't worry. Just be stationed here. There's no fort here, is there? No, it's a small marsh city. So just hold your position. Typical. You cover the cost this time. Because I ain't spending my money. You are to land here. Oh, you can actually cross over here. What's a tiny bit of land? That's a lake, not a sea. Once the Navy's dealt with, send in Second Navy to go pick up the rest. And we're going to start to work our way up there. What is their war goal? Well, they haven't controlled all of it. Would it be grand if we get this one, get the land that I claim, and have a separate peace to screw our new ally over so that we will fight them, because eventually, you know, we kind of want the rest of this. So we can colonize the area. Because this region here might become too precarious to even live here, so this will be a new potential homeland. And introduce Zoroastrianism there as well. De-Hellenize the Bosporan area. Although no Zoroastrians or Cappadocians live there yet. But one day it will. It's just a dream. Okay, they're kicked out of there. over there, whichever is the fastest route. They retreated. They all only lost one ship, and actually we captured it. It's part of the First Navy now. I figured where they're going next. Oof, you taking some damage, so head back to... Whoa, be careful with the pirates out there, by the way. Matter of fact, once we control all this, all the Bosporan ports will be lost. And at least there's a major river. And if I want to control this area, I would like to have a port in a river here. So it'll be much safer. But I think they already did that. So we would have, we have to dominate the seas and build medium ships for anti-piracy operations. Blockade them, wherever they may hide. What? Revolt, okay, unrelated. Also, what the hell is... How long has this been in... Oh my goodness, Pella's not a city anymore. The Dalmatians, apparently they did beat, yes, that's correct. Macedon lost to Dalmatia because Dalmatia took Pella. And since, you know, there's this event when you take Pella, that you could raise that city to the ground, and they did. Well, as the modern expression goes, the Macedonians shot themselves in the foot for that. Uh-oh, pirates are coming back, so you boys better get on board right now. We'll ship you over. Ship them to over here. Quickly. Confounded oligarchs dominate the pontoon assembly and now move to bring most of the sea. We'll say public lands granted to the most notable members of the nobility. Noble of the nobility. As if the benches did not already creak under the weight of their arms. Only Archon has the power to block the bill. Alright, these are much deserved rewards. Every head of the family will receive a holding. Everybody gets a holding. You all happy now? Persian tradition, the Immortals. For the future First Legion of Pontus, if we ever bring up this idea of changing the law. A character with exceptionally high martial is promoted from the ranks. That's the following effect. Alright, it's good to know. And now all we need is one more for heavy infantry offense. And who knows, maybe we'll start using Persian rule traditions, because that's typically reserved for Scythians and others. But I can't guarantee that. They've still not taken the main objective, but we need to race and get to Tanais. You stay there and be repaired. Phosphorant fleet located. The one that's 30%, that's due to the ship we captured. No, don't do it. Don't capture that port immediately. Link up. That's unfortunate. It's a race against time now, because we need to get that land that we have a claim to. And then we'll fight our next war against Albia, so we'll definitely establish ourselves. We've reached the provincial capital. And very soon they'll have no ports to go to, and well, actually that'll fall too. The governor, oh, he's the corrupt one, isn't he? Not too corrupt, but hey, at least he's got martial skill. But not too popular, unfortunately. And he's a Democrat. Which, you know, they've been making a comeback as of late. Oh, and lastly, he's another Xerxid. How many Xerxids has it been? It seems they're the most prominent political family in all of Pontus. But I'll be happy to take the money before my term ends. For the exception. Let's hunt him down. And before he gets on out of here, he's become forgiving. He can always be trusted to handle those who do him wrong. With admirable benevolence, some say that this invites trouble, but we know better. Which doesn't matter now, so this would mean less tyranny, and he'll be more loyal once he's out of the job, but he's a Xerxid. We Xerxids stick together. And the, oh, I failed to realize that, he's the brother of the Archon and governor. That sounds like nepotism, isn't it? That this assembly has voted for this man, even though, he's oligarch, but the brother is a Democrat. We may not be in the same party together, but damn it, support my brother. Too bad there's no way to indicate if you've ever impregnated a character, which is rather irrelevant. From our previous marriage. Talking about it because republics, monarchies, do you care about children or not? It's differences. So they did take the main objective, but we're not far away to take this other one if we can make more gains. Because we can end the war faster if we take more of the provinces. This one stays because it's basically backup at this point. And their army's small. Come on. Keep moving. Okay, we go this way, you go that way. Ready to engage. We had to come in and save your asses. We lost a ship. But we took 3 and 1 captured. By lost the ship, you mean captured. But we did take their admiral, the Scythian. Yes, they're all gone now. Return to port. And here comes the new Archon, which he'll finish the war for us. Oh dear, that's the family head. Which they're always scorned, but we need talented ones. Who the heck is he? Are you, oh no, he's son of the governor of Armenia. What did I tell you? I mean, I would put him there, but his statesmanship's too low. But since he comes from a grateful family, which is, of course, deserved it, best family of the Republic, soon to be more prestigious than the Mirans. Yeah. Now I'm in charge. So that means, well, you know, the Leviatorica, he's like, congratulations, you're the new Archon. Now you get to command this large levy. He's like, great. Well, who's the new governor then? Oh my goodness, that's high finesse. Wait a minute. Isn't that the guy? Yes, that's him! If you remember from the previous episode, he's the guy who had so much in debt. And now he's got very little wealth back. And he's very corrupt, so I don't think it's likely we'll put him there because of his bad reputation. Less corrupt would do fine. I mean, he was the former Archon. Statesmanship is already up there, but my point in this position, corruption's not going to do good for the loyalty, so go for the less corrupt, or the not corrupt at all. I mean, you got the same, but commerce would be reduced, but more loyal, and that's what I want. Yeah. So that means, he will take command of this army. He's a Pontic Greek. But he's from a different religion that is not Hellenic, non-Zoroastrian. Rebels win. And boy, they made a mess out of it. We better go down there and take that capital. Select conditions here and Chemista. Whether by happy coincidence, the blessings of goddess of fortune, or just diligent management, for the past year of production and settlement of Chemista, as far past the predictions of local bureaucrats and administrators. While we could simply exploit these boons for short-term gain, some have suggested this opportunity to study the organization of slaves in Chemista, who by all accounts are unusually satisfied and productive bunch, and attempt to apply the lessons across the province of Paphlagonia Superius. Alternatively, we could, of course, simply allow whatever fortune Chemista enjoys to run its natural course without interference. Oh, he ain't gonna like that, knowing how he is at times. But I would love to have more money. You can always bribe him, because I have some wealth. I was governor. We'll be alright. longer negative stability. Looks like we're going to divide the land between us. Head to the cup. Also, at the same time, I kind of want to betray them and take the rest of this. It'll do a lot of good for the levies that come from here. But keep in mind that you are likely to make gains in this area that's practically unwanted. But I don't know. That means we have to appoint yet another governor there, and subsequently gotta, you know, get this area of our culture and faith so we can colonize all over the place. But I fear that they're probably going to be selfish and not give us some of these claims, of these gains, I should say. He doesn't look boss-prone to me. I think we should quit now while we can. And, you know, just let them finish the rest. We can't make further gains here. Not till July of next year. Okay. Till July. But I fear they're not going to give us all this except for this. I know we have claim. But we're coming down. But it could end soon. Sometimes a friend can be worth swallowing one's pride. Come on over. They have to be fools if they give us this land. But I just want this. Didn't know you were pregnant. Oh, Arcatheus. At least that's something you could pronounce. I was thinking Xerxes. So I don't know. I'll be sure to look up the list of Perso-Anatolian names that stand out to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna make you fight them, knowing that they're committing their forces this way. There's a very good general in this governor. Our side might win. River crossing. Forest. I was about to change tactic because I wasn't sure, but good thing we didn't. At least you'll get some popularity out of it. It's our siege. Very likely. Remember, July 27th, that we'll have to peace out separately, abandoning our newly made ally because we just became an opportunist. Okay, they took care of that. All we have to do is wait for the capital to fall. That's all their forces. They're gonna have to surrender at some point before I make my separate peace term. What's the Seleucids been doing? Rebellion. Oh, hell. Well, since I lead this siege, and there is a city, well, can't wait to raise it down. If only, right? Better hurry. Now we could do separate peace, but I kind of want to take this capital first. Then we'll discuss. Because all I want is this and only that. And then subsequently go to war against Obia. Huh. How nice of you. A little more money is always good. Yeah, some Zoroastrians are coming in here, but there's no Zoroastrian population. But if we can have more population, we'll definitely build a temple. But there are other cities. I guess it'll be Theodosia. In fact, that's the particular city where there is Zoroastrians. Let's help with that. Which again, this is a Zoroastrian Republic, not Theocratic. It's just we're using that as a term. A Zoroastrian Democratic Republic, and we want to spread Zoroastrianism into lands that's never been gone to before. Just an infection, don't worry about it. Just an Archon, you can get yourself treated. Not there yet. When the population reaches 40 in Godzilla, build an aqueduct. Unless we get another free province investment. Oh, I didn't see you there. Our stability is fine, but more approval and money would do a lot of good. How much is for the theater? Just looking for possibilities. Revolt. Can't wait to take advantage of that. They're at peace. Thrace still at war with Athens. They did take the main objective, but now, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. All upon Zoroaster for faster population conversion. Up to 5 pomps in our territory will convert to the faith. So yes, this is the beginning of the de-Hellenization and more towards Zoroastrianism. So faster population conversion. So that's 2.28% each month. Because we called upon Zoroaster. And the number of deified rulers also helps. Because since Zoroaster is a deified character, in a sense, because he's the prophet and founder. We got it. Getting me sub a little bit of money while I'll get that. Generous, stressed, but becoming cruel will reduce your charisma, which isn't much to begin with. So this is just for the popularity. Needed the money. Armenia's in revolt again. As I said, you and I are going to have a war because I want control of all of this. This is where our problems lie. Because, look, we helped to release this country, and you have taken it. That's why we plan on fighting you in the future once we're done with them. What is Cappadocia doing? We have to abandon this mission. Which, of course, if you do that, that stability will go away. Anyways, we'll have that separate peace deal. We can't liberate Scythia. We can't take any more land, to be honest, as we do not have a connection there. But this would also be the end of the Bosporan Navy, and it'll just be reduced to that, and possibly be fully annexed by Legia, which will become our new enemy subsequently. Just for making that separate peace deal, because they don't like that. So we got what we wanted. So have fun trying to take that capital for yourselves. We ain't helping you anymore. We can dissolve if we wanted to, but I don't know, that's up to you. We're done with our part. Just get back over here. Oh, of course. So, yeah, sign them up. They're just, you know. Right, now anyway we have the money. Almost there. So let's build a theater for a faster assimilation of this province. So there'll be more Cappadocians, as there's not enough of them. But most of the countryside is mainly Zoroastrian, which you could just easily move them over, but we'll just prefer to convert them faster. When will they arrive? It's easier to convert them to Zoroastrian rather than convert them culturally into Cappadocian. So it'll take a while in the long term, but I've really made some good investments, and now we're going to start focusing on here to make sure that the countryside around here becomes Zoroastrian, which will definitely happen in the next episode. So we hope you enjoyed this episode as we've expanded here, and soon we'll be at war again against Orbia to take advantage of this chaos. And may possibly introduce a governor of Semi-Theocratic while we're at it. as there is a city there. And a settlement as fortress. So we're making great strides, so there is a future in this whole land. And also may have to possibly abandon the Armenia mission and just go for Colchis. Also, sorry I forgot about you, but don't worry, you're on your way. As soon as you stop being exiled and all. So we hope you tune in to the next episode of Pontus. But until then, so long for now.